Well, here we are, Sunday, July 3rd, 2022. I'm Larissa, and I'm going to continue reading Passion's Torrent here in a moment. So, still my jammies. Well, this isn't my jammies. This is, just like a robe, but made a pie this morning for tomorrow. It's in the oven right now. Someone has been stalking me for a number of years now, and it's really, really upsetting. And recently, the things that have happened here, like the things that have happened that have just been the most upsetting. So the police do nothing. I've had a total of 13 pair of underwear stolen out of my home. And recently somebody picked all of the fruit off my apricot tree and it wasn't even ripe yet. They just picked all of them. And there is other vandalism to plants on my property. And it's personal. It's targeted. And I don't understand why the police won't do anything. I don't understand. I don't understand why no one will do anything. Why is it okay for people to do this to me? And there was somebody in my house yesterday. Omar and I went out, and when I went to make my pie, I had some strawberries set aside that were going to go in this pie, and the strawberries are gone out of my refrigerator. And last week I baked a bunch of sandwiches. I make these like Hot Pocket sandwiches, and sometimes we have them fresh, sometimes I put them in the freezer so that I have something on hand if, like, for some reason I'm not feeling up to cooking or I'm not home and Omar needs something to eat. Those sandwiches are in there and they can go in the toaster oven. Or I make them for when guys are here working on the property or whatever, and one of those bags of sandwiches are gone out of the freezer. So somebody was in my home yesterday, and our cat was locked down in the basement, that's not where she goes. And when we were out, there's frequently like this street theater that happens, and there'll be a person or a couple talking really loudly. And it's like improv theater kind of thing. And this person kept talking about Brody, Brody, Brody. And I knew what it was. I just didn't realize that there was somebody in the house. So I think what it was is a threat to hurt my dog, Brody. And my dog has been harmed in the past 2 years. My dog has been harmed a number of times. And twice I have seen the person here on the property, right? Nobody does anything. The police told me that the dog was just a piece of property and not a person, so they can't do anything about it. However, my dog is worth over $2,000 because he's a purebred animal. So the law is that's a capital offense. And it makes me wonder, since the police keep on giving excuses, like, is this somehow harassment from the police or some group that is infiltrated into the police? Is this a political kind of thing because somebody doesn't agree with my politics? Because I'm not super left wing. I'm not left wing or right wing. I don't belong to either of those parties. And I've said before, I'm a registered libertarian. However, I find most libertarians disgusting, particularly Candace Owen and Jordan Peterson. I find them both very disgusting. Jordan Peterson, he's a Canadian, but libertarianism is a philosophy that is global, not international, not just national. I've read Milton Friedman. I have read John Locke. I have read John Stuart Mill. I have, I'm philosophically a libertarian. But, it's hard for me to really align myself with other people who are out there calling themselves libertarians, particularly when they are fighting against a woman's right to choose, because that goes against fundamental libertarian philosophy in the autonomy of the human body and the autonomy of the self of the individual. So, hi.
Hey.
Brody, are you coming in here? I don't want him outside by himself. I don't think he's safe. That woman sitting behind us at the restaurant yesterday that was going on and on about Brody. I don't think that was an accident, and I think that whoever was in the house yesterday had followed us. You heard that lady, right? Talking about Brody. The woman who was talking loudmouth behind us when we sat down. You heard her talking about a Brody this and Brody that.
Not really, but I wasn't paying any attention.
Yeah, sure, that's convenient.
The people behind us.
Yes. The woman who I kept on saying, you got honey? Yeah.
Yes, I remember you commenting on them. I didn't see them because I wasn't facing them.
I know. But she was sitting right behind you.
Yeah. I mean, they were already sitting there when we sat down.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. What was she saying?
She was talking about, I was such a serious child, and my family this, and my family that, and my sister's this, and my sister that. Okay. And then she'd say, Brody. But then Brody did this. And it was whenever you and I were talking about him, that's why I referred to him as the Dick Nuts and not as Brody. He conveniently doesn't hear. So, this is to the FBI. I believe that somebody is spying on me through my phone. I think that I called, at one point I called a digital forensics company, and they wanted a whole lot of money. It was a lot of money that I don't have, to do the scan on all my devices and in our house. But the guy I spoke to on the phone said, "Oh, let me just do a quick search on the dark web." Now, I've never been on the dark web. I don't know how to access the dark web, but he looked me up on the dark web and he started reciting to me passwords for sites that I have accounts on, including my Amazon account and things like that. And I've had issues where, people have ordered things using my credit card on Amazon. Somebody thinks it's funny to send me neck cream for my neck. They're sending me Strivectin for my neck. Somebody thought that was funny. And I hadn't ordered that. And I talked to Amazon and they refused to tell me what the IP address was for when that order came in. But this guy I talked to from this digital forensics company, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, you can look at your email. Anybody on the dark web can look at your email. All your stuff is right here. So somebody is hacked into my stuff, and there are people who steal stuff off of my computer all the time. They come into my home whenever the fuck they want. They turn the cameras off, to get into my home, to get access. I had blueprints stolen out of the house recently that were for my personal yoga, and it was supposed to be a yoga and sewing studio, so that I could move some of my artwork space out of the house. That's what that studio is for. They stole the blueprints. I've had paintings stolen out of the house. I had that book stolen. I've had files taken off my computer. I had my chili mix. I make a chili mix, and it was stolen out of the house. 3 cups of it was stolen, as well as the file on my computer where I had the list of ingredients. I didn't have the recipe. I know what the recipe is, right? But the ingredients were on there, and that file was stolen off of my computer. Somebody has accessed my website on numerous occasions, and Vistaprint refuses to tell me what IP address has access to my website, and I know that I know they have that information somewhere. They're a web hosting service, for crying out loud. I've been using them for 20 years for printing my Christmas cards and things, and they recently took over my website without I never consented to that, but they did. So somebody is accessing my stuff, and the local police here do nothing about it. They think it's funny. They treat me like garbage. So I guess I am imploring the FBI. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I was born in this country. I've never cheated on my taxes. So I'm asking the FBI, please. This is coordinated harassment and theft of intellectual property and real property on a grand scale. Please, somebody. Guess I gotta go check on my pie.